Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Party of Two, the Scions. I am your host and DM for the evening, coming to you live from our new studio, our new beautiful studio. And we've got new lighting and we did some upgrade on lights and it's super exciting and all that jazz. So anyway, hi and welcome to tonight's episode. We are, kind of heading into a climactic moment.
Oh, geez.
Are you excited, Weston?
I'm stressed. I'm stressed for Az. I'm stressed for Az in this moment.
I've had this next section in my head for months, so I'm so happy we finally get to play it out. But before we start, we have a couple of announcements. First, we are doing a watch party on Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Saturday watch party.
Daylight time. What movie are we watching, Weston? I almost called you Michael. That is the first time that has ever happened. Oh my gosh, Weston. Michael is our son.
Yes. We will be watching Dragon Slayer from 1981, a classic fantasy adventure that you don't really know.
No, I've never seen it. Well, that's not true. I think I saw it a really long time ago because I have vague memories of a little baby dragon.
Or seen clips or something like that.
Foot and laughing because the animatronics were not very good.
Oh, you laughed at it. Oh.
I laughed at it because the animatronics were just really sad. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that on Saturday. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you will be able to chat with us live as we are hanging out and doing Mystery Science 3000 type laughter. At least that's what I'm predicting is going to happen.
You're predicting laughing at the movie.
Another announcement, our VODs are still going to be alive. They're going to be alive on YouTube. Posted on YouTube on Fridays.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and watch those. We also have some really cool things that are going to be coming really soon as well, including some new tips and tricks kind of videos on our YouTube channel and things like that we're not really going to stream here.
So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go subscribe.
Yep,
it's
the
free.
link is below.
Subscribe and click the bell icon. That way you get notifications of them when they come out.
But don't go do that right now, but do it in a second tab so that you can still stay out and hang out with us.
Yes. Don't leave.
Don't leave us. We love you. Okay, cool. So do we have any other announcements? We're still doing our donation drive. If you want to donate to Utah Parent Center, which is an organization that helps kids with autism and their families. So you can...
Links down below. Please, anything can help. They are completely donation funded, and they help a lot of parents. So they could definitely use your help.
It's true. Cool.
And
do we have anything else?
I don't think...
we are going to be doing a Witcher campaign in the actual Witcher TTRPG starting October 29th. We are very, very excited about that. That is a Friday. We're going to be doing an 8-part series that is in the world of Witcher and also the TTRPG of Witcher.
Yes.
So we are going to be joined by some really awesome friends, Matthew at Abyssal Brews and Amber at the Space Jamber on Twitter. And a couple of other people, Emil and myself, and it's going to be great.
And I will be your GM for that.
And Weston's going to GM for that.
So that will be an 8-episode arc. It will begin the last week of
October.
October on what day of the week?
It's Friday.
On Friday.
And it will go every Friday until December 17th,
which is the day that season 2 of The Witcher will drop on Netflix.
So we can finish our session
and then
have our
binge.
Conclusion, and then we can all just binge The Witcher season 2 together.
Watch Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill's gorgeousness. Okay, I think that's it. Oh my god!
I think this is the most nervous I've been going into a session.
I'm so excited. Okay, cool. Well then let's roll our opener.
All right. And roll opener.
Welcome back. Okay, so last session we discovered a few interesting things. Az woke up in Sir Michael St. Clair's estate and quickly went and found Andoriana with, of course, the soldiers, training and working with Ulfric, who had been with them in their journey to Cantargo. And after gathering her, they were taken to the palatial estate for the Domina. Once there, they were introduced to the Domina by Sir Michael, where Az chose to make a very risky move, which was
straight it was.
It was to display his Azamir nature by allowing his halo to be shown in the room. This obviously, of course, shockwaves and allowed for a moment of privacy with the Domina, Sir Michael, and himself and Anna to discuss freely what they were doing there and the different things that they could possibly do to help the Domina. They did gain her favor in that time.
Whoop, whoop.
And as they were leaving the palace, they were, Az spotted a mysterious figure who did not introduce themselves, but did manage to get Az and Anna to follow him into the city to a tavern called the Angel. Once there,
It was called the Angel.
Yeah, it was called the Angel. Once there, they were guided up to, I know, right? They were guided up to a room where sitting, waiting for them was a woman with done up hair, braided, older, with graying hair on the sides, that Az recognized immediately as his birth mother, Gabriela Aufenkamp. So that is where we are going to start. She has just said to you, "Oh, my dear boy." And the door has shut behind the servant who has left.
And that's when I do Fireball. Just kidding.
Roll for attack. Andoriana is standing there, not having any real clue what's happening. However, she is very keyed into the fact that you just went stone still.
Yes. Very stone still. So Az would look at her, of course, very, very bewildered by this moment. Fräulein Oftenkamp. To what do I owe the honor of your call?
At this point, she does stand. She's a tall woman, she, quite regally held in her presence and in her stance. She is not quite as tall as Andoriana, but she is a fairly tall woman. She has... hold on one second, you guys. We've got some static issues. Just one second.
I think it's mine.
There are always tech issues when you upgrade something. Hold on.
Always. We moved into the new studio, so.
Okay. In the chat or wherever, or Matt, if you want to message me, just let me know if it is still happening.
Sounds good.
That would be great.
Moment.
So just let me know if it's still happening in a couple minutes. But she stands and she nods at Andoriana and she nods at you, Az. And she looks at Andoriana first and says, "I believe that you do not know who I am. I am Gabriela Aufenkamp." And she puts her hand out to Anna, and Anna just kind of looks at you really quick. Like,
you want, Az actually will move slightly to, like, if she did raise her hand, to keep it from going up.
okay, well, she does, because...
Like, he just kind of puts it there. Is she going to fight him on...
No, she'll put her hand back down. And she's hello, it's nice to meet you.
I thought I noticed a stench coming up to this building.
Would you like to sit?
No. I would like to know why you have searched me out and how so quickly you knew that I was gone.
It was common knowledge by the time you had left.
This has been a week?
Mm-hmm. Who do you think Titus contacted first? But I would not have needed him to know where you were. And she looks at Anna and says, my dear, if you would like to, you can leave the room. Or, if you prefer, you can stay. But this is now a discussion about family.
No, this is the discussion about slavery.
She's fairly stone-faced. She's not going to give much away. Anna is just going to kind of look at you and say, do you want me to stay? Or do you want me to go?
I would say stay with your dagger out.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right.
Says as he's staring at Fräulein
Gabriella.
Oftenkamp. He's not gonna use first name for her.
Okay. All right. So Anna stays, and she is going to lean, however, back against the wall, and she does reach up and grab the dagger, because you had told her previously not to pull it out yet.
I had said previously
So,
not to.
and now she's pulling it out. So she pulls it out and just holds it in a hand, just kind of loosely at her side, but she is now leaned completely against the door.
Where's Bruce?
Bruce didn't manage to make it to you guys before you got into the establishment, so you will have to find him once you come out.
Yeah.
So Gabriella stands before you, and turning around, she goes to the sideboard and takes a cup of tea that had been sitting there. You do now see that there were 2 cups of tea waiting for you, assumably,
As
for her.
will stay standing where he is and won't move towards the seat or the cup.
Okay, that's fine. She sits down and takes the cup in her hand, and she says, have you heard about your father?
I would ask
Roll,
her. Yeah, society.
Give me a society
intelligence.
check, yeah, because you're not super keyed into what's going on.
That's a 15 plus my society of 10, I believe is what it is.
You know, your father died recently.
All right, cool. So yeah, 26.
Yeah, your father died recently, like really recently, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So like right before I'd broken out and everything. All right.
Yeah.
I have heard that your husband passed away. Yes. It was gossip of the nobility in the court.
Of course.
Titus, of course, wanted to know.
That man wants to know everything.
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, so sense motive on there, that's a 2.
Do you want a sense motive or perception?
Well, that is perception. Sense motive uses perception.
I know, but those are 2 different answers. Perception versus sense motive.
Okay. I don't really care about sense motive. So yeah, I'll say what do I see? Oh, it's 3. So 16.
Okay, a 16. You see a woman dressed the way that you would remember her. And every time that you ever saw her growing up in the social circles where you were paraded around, she looks very similar to that. Maybe a little bit more weather beaten. It seems emotionally.
Doesn't appear armed or anything.
No,
that I
she's
can
not
see.
armed. Not at all. She said, well, that is the reason why I was able to come here.
And
What
why?
what have you been told about your birth?
I was sold to Titus at a couple of weeks of birth because in the Infernal Empire, as a mere child would be bad for social standings.
What did they tell you about your mother?
What is there to be told? I know who you are. I know your family. The family often comp.
They never spoke of me?
I did not pay attention.
I have always known where you are. And she leans back in her chair and she puts the tea cup down, and you see as almost like a emotional barrier begins to fall on her. Physically, everything kind of just collapses slightly.
That's why I'm a sense motive.
Okay. Go ahead and sense motive now. Roll higher.
2. So
Oh my gosh! What is with these dice?
that's a 15. They always give me really bad at the beginning of the game, and then I get nat 20s at the end.
I would just like you to be getting nat 20s right now. You see what I just described.
All right.
The sense motive, she seems genuine. She doesn't seem to be hiding anything. She leans, so as she leans back, she says, I was young. I was inexperienced. I didn't know how to stand up for myself at that time. Nor did I have any idea what would happen if I did. You do not know the whole story. And I am finally free enough to tell it to you.
As is like, so there isn't believe a word she's saying.
I know. You do not have to believe me if you don't want to. We are stubborn. They often comes. I imagine you got the same traits.
Damn, I wish I'd had some truth on me today.
You, would you be open to hearing the story? To learn the truth and not the lies that Titus has told you, or that your father has perpetuated throughout the kingdom?
You can say what you want. I cannot stop you.
Can I at least have some promise that you will listen to the end?
I will agree not to leave.
That is fair.
As she starts talking, Az is going to cast mind reading.
Okay.
So that would be a will save for her.
Okay.
Against a DC 20. Let me double check my 22.
Okay. No, she failed it.
Sweet. So what that means is that I can perceive surface thoughts from the target I can also find out if her intelligence is higher or lower than mine.
It's about on point with yours.
But yeah, I can, and then I'm going to use one of my action for my extend spell. I can sustain that for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because it allows me to sustain it for up to 1 minute, and extend spell allows me to take a spell that generally has a duration of 1 minute and do it for 10. So while she's telling the story, I'm going to be skimming the top level of her mind for lies.
Okay. Cool. We were unable to have children for a very long time. The marriage was one of political leaning. It was not a marriage of emotional reasons. I was a good companion for my husband. My father believed that we would be good partners, so that is what we did.
Normal in Cheliacs.
Very. We were married when I was only 15. I was very little. I knew nothing of the world or how to move in it. So I became the puppet of my father and of my husband. I was unable to conceive for many years. I was berated and unable to show my face for many years in society because of this. People were very mean, is a good word for it.
Oh, I'm so sorry that
I asked you to
mean.
listen, not to comment.
You did not say that I had to be quiet.
But I asked you to listen.
And I agreed not to leave.
You were a miracle. I know you do not believe it, but you were. The things that were done to me to try to get me to conceive are unrepeatable. You were my miracle. I, for the first time, was able to show my face. And your father was proud to be my husband for the first time. It was a wonderful time for me. You were growing and you were healthy and you were strong, and I knew you were a boy. When you were born and you came out brighter than the sun, you had a halo then. All I saw was my child. All I saw was my boy. You were not taken from me at weeks, but hours. They took you from me, and I had no idea where you were. I was still recovering, and they said they needed to check you. They walked away. And the last time I ever saw you was when you were swaddled. And you were gone. I found out what your father did. Very quickly, of course. When they did not bring you back. I hired a tracker. In secret, of course. I came from money. I had my own. I hired a tracker to follow you. And I have known where you are your entire life. I did not leave you. Your brother and your sister were born just a few years later. I know you do not. They were born. And seemingly everything was right in the world again for your father. But not for me. So I have followed you your whole life. Your father died 2 weeks ago. The moment he was put in the ground, I began packing. I transferred my title to your sister so that I would be free.
That gets a surprise from Az. The transferring of title.
I cannot live in that place. And with the death, I can now leave. With the title taken, I can now leave.
And you think the family will let you leave?
I have been planning this escape for decades. There is nothing they can do. The lawyers have it buttoned.
Of course, the lawyers. So as has been like, I've had mind reading going this whole time. So with skimming the thoughts, it's all coming through just exactly as she's speaking it.
And not only that, you, with mind reading, you are getting flashes and images of what happened. And the vision of you leaving as an infant and her heartbreak of discovering that Titus had taken you and a background or a backdoor deal was made.
Asm is going to use, I've got a glove that's a hand of the mage and allows me to cast mage hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab the chair. I'm not moving forward in the room. I grab the chair and pull it back towards me and then sit down in the chair.
And Anna is still standing there.
Against the wall.
Kind of like, oh, shiz buckets, I can't, I really shouldn't be here. Okay. Like, she's like really awkward and like feeling very uncomfortable right now. So I have not, Gabriella continues and says, I have not come to, I saw finally the opportunity to put my plan into order. And I did. And I came to you with nothing but myself. I know I expect nothing. I truly, I don't want anything but for you to know the truth.
Why?
Because you are my son. And I cannot imagine what living for 30 years without the love of your mother.
I am not your son. I have a family. They raised me in the back rooms
I know.
of nobility.
I know about Kaya.
And that as does get fairly rattled. You will not say that name.
She was your mother when I could not be. I will forever be thankful to her. But you are my son. Even if you feel that you are not, even if you feel abandoned, the truth is that you are my son. And for the first time in my life, I have been able to actually talk to my son. She
And
just sits back.
What will you do now?
I have passage from Kintago to Vaya. I have some contacts there that are waiting for me to visit. I have taken care of the rest of my life, essentially. But I needed to see you first. You needed the truth. And if you would have me, I would like to try and repair. But if that is not possible, at least now you know the truth. You were wanted. You were loved. You were always loved.
You do not know me, Fräulein Offenkamp. You know a child that was taken from you, but you do not know me.
You are right. I would like to try to get to know you. When Titus told me that you had escaped, I wept. You are finally free.
Does anyone know you are here in Kintargo?
No. I am not a part of the Cheliax delegation.
I will be honest, that was my first thought.
A disgraced woman with a dead husband who passed her title on to her daughter. They would not want me.
Do you know who is the delegation?
Yes, I do.
Who? Who are they sending?
The Karen days.
Society check there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
You rubbed it on your chest. Come on, it works.
Natural 20. Yes. Yes. So this is the who's? Karen days?
Yeah, the Karen days.
How do I spell that?
K-A-R
Uh-huh.
D-A-I. Yes.
All right. Karen days. So, not 20 plus 11, so that's a 31.
31.
What do I know?
Okay. You know the Karen days are very, very close to the House of Thrun.
Okay.
They have very strong contracts with many different devils and devils. And they believe wholeheartedly, hook, line, and sinker in the kind of the mission and the
Asmodeus.
And the evil and whatever. They're a fairly evil family, but they are also extremely diplomatic. They are one of the first families that gets sent out on diplomatic missions to other countries. And their entire, their use in the Thrun Empire has been, or in Cheliax has been, to basically subjugate other countries.
Through deals.
Yep.
They are the infernal lawyers.
Pretty much.
Do you know there's
It's
actually
Wolfman and Hart.
there's actually a pre-written NPC that is an infernal lawyer. It's actually in the bestiary.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I like it. I like it.
Okay. Like, they would send them.
I came on my own. I do not believe you have anything to worry about. Would it be possible to know your name?
In full honesty, I do not have one. They call me Az because they got tired of saying Az a mere boy.
I understand. Would you like to know what I named you? When you were born?
You named me.
You were my son. Of course I named you.
And what was that name?
Charles. Charles Brightman Alphenkamp.
Well, while you might have given me the name of Charles, I do not think the name Alphenkamp would ever have been mine. Well,
No, that was your name. I called you Charles in the womb before you were born. And when you were born, you have always been Charles to me. But I did not know what you were to yourself.
I will be honest with you, Fräulein. I have 30 years almost. This is difficult to believe.
I understand. It is a lot to take in. And I didn't want to frighten you, which is why I brought you here in mysterious form.
It was. Your man was very good. Was he following me already in Infrak?
Yes.
Well, the fact that he knew I was gone and where to look, he must have been very worth the coin.
I have never spared expense on knowing where you are.
Well, when do you leave for Vaya?
And tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I go to Vaya, and that is where I plan to stay for some time. The ambiguity of the country's allegiance is helpful for someone who's trying to stay away.
Yeah.
But your sister and your brother are taking care of everything back home. And even though there isn't much, I did manage to save a bit of your heritage. with the hopes that someday I would be able to see you. If you want it.
Az is definitely doing on this. I would not want to take the... Often comes money.
It is not the Aftenkamp. It's the Hustefekas.
Your family.
It's a part of my dowry.
I will be honest, I do not know what to say.
You do not have to say anything now. But it is here. A sum of money. A very small parcel of land.
Where is the land?
It is to the south and the west. In Cheliax, it's a very small farmstead.
Well,
Most likely, at this point, probably 20 acres or so of farmland.
well, my farming experience is vast. Well, Fräulein, I need to think. This is a lot.
I know. I just am glad that I could see your face.
And Az will stand up. Not completely straight. A little way down. Well. I do not know if I will see you today, so good journeys.
If you decide you would like to take possession of the small amount I have to give, please come to the shipping yard. We are leaving port at 9 to Vaya.
Ja. Good night, Fräulein.
Guten Tag.
And Az will turn, look to Anna, nod, and then walk out the door.
Okay, Anna takes a step forward and she does look at Gabriella, and Gabriella, as Anna turns, Gabriella does reach out and touch her shoulder briefly for just a moment, and she says to Anna, I have heard of your abilities. I need you to keep him safe. And Anna just nods and says, don't worry. I've been doing that quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And she just nods, and then Anna walks out of the room as well and shuts the door behind her and follows you down the stairs. I'm assuming you've walked out.
Starts to walk out of the room. And then as he begins to walk, suddenly he whispers under his breath and hits this and rubs the sides of his legs, and like has a long stride, and he starts walking faster out the door to get out of this place.
Okay. The second you hit the door frame, Bruce comes bounding up from where he had been sitting and like kind of leaps
like
up.
Outside or inside?
Yeah, he had been outside.
Okay, outside.
So he had come from the Green District all the way down and over and gotten to us, or to you and Anna, but he had been forced to stay outside because they weren't going to let a big old Cane Corso come into the tavern. But he bounds up and he jumps up onto you a little bit, and with his size, he's kind of his
Do I need to roll an athletics check to see if I fall
actually,
down?
yeah. Will you give me an athletics check, my
A
dear?
natural 1.
Okay, so as soon as he pounces, he jumps up on you and puts his paw.
I fall
Your
flat.
emotional state has compromised you physically, and you just go
Flat on my
straight
butt.
down onto your butt. And Anna comes bounding behind you and is like, "Oh my, Bruce, get down!" And he's like licking your face and like super excited, and like he flips around and starts nuzzling at Anna, and she gets down and scritches his head a little bit and is like, "Yes, I'm good. I'm excited to see you too, darling."
As gets up as fast as it can.
Sorry, I gotta mess with my microphone for just a second.
That's all right. Which you remember, actually, she probably keeps up with me.
She does.
Well, even with Longstride, because she still has haste on her.
She does. She does. She is definitely not having a difficult time.
And so as he gets, Bruce gets off of him, stands up, walks over. How is the building built? Like, is it standalone? Is it?
It's kind of like at the back corner of a series of buildings, like all built next, like onto each other.
Okay, so they're built onto each other, so there's no like opening between.
No, there's no gaps right there.
So as continues just walk away, like pick a direction, he walks that direction.
He's going, okay.
Until he gets somewhere just farther away from it, and then finds somewhere that's got a wall. Or a could be a short wall, any type of wall, and he immediately gets behind it, puts his back to it, and slides to the ground.
Okay.
Just breathing hard, like panic attack, emotional. I don't know how to handle this.
So Anna follows you, and Bruce is right on her heels. And where you had gotten to, it is a small like alley in between two buildings. Where it looks like it was originally planned as like a drainage thing in between the two buildings. Thankfully, there's no water or anything there right now. And you go down, and Anna just kind of follows you around the corner and just like watches as you go down, as she crouches. And as you're breathing heavy, she just reaches out and just kind of touches your face a little bit to get you to look up at her.
And Az looks up, and you see more panic than tears or anything. There's just like no idea what to do in this moment.
And she's like, Az, look at me. Look at my eyes. No, Az, look at my eyes. Take a deep breath. In. Keep looking at my eyes. No, just...
The moment that he gets his breath kind of under control, do you believe her? Do you think she is lying? Is this some trick to track us down? The Hell Knights are using to.
If that was the case, as they would have been waiting for us as soon as we came out of the tavern. They wouldn't have let us walk away. I don't think she was lying.
I do not know how to handle this, Anna. I do not.
Well, tell me, just... Okay, all right, let's start with the first thing. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
She must be lying.
Okay.
That is the only possibility.
What's the evidence that she's lying?
My life, almost 30 years. I saw her at events. I saw her at political functions.
Right. And Anna knows she's like kind of treading on dangerous ground here a little bit. She said, well, what would have happened if she had acknowledged you at those events?
She could not say. The court did not know my relation.
So
it is when you have a set of facts for your whole life, and then someone tells you that the sky is not blue, it is actually purple. The sky is black, it is not blue. The sun does not shine. That is a lot.
I know. I can't even imagine having my parents walk back into my life today.
Your parents loved you.
I know it's different.
My parents sold me.
Your father. sold you. I know that this is extremely overwhelming, but I truly do believe her.
I do not know, Anna. I do not know. I do not know what to do about this at the moment, but I know I cannot decide after 30 years in one day.
I know. And it sounded like she didn't expect you to. It sounded like she was going to give you space and time if you wanted to reach out to her again. I mean, she told you where she is.
The heavens themselves do not have that much time. Grogus will bring about the apocalypse, and Pharasma will walk into the next realm before I have enough time to process this.
All right, well, okay, that might be true, but she did offer you money, and for what it sounds like, it's not money that is connected to the what was the name?
Offenkamp.
Offenkamp. It sounds like it wasn't connected to that, so maybe the money itself might be worth it.
We need the money. We are very low on funds, especially in a city such as this.
I know.
Prices are high.
And we can only live off of Michael's generosity for so long.
Yeah.
Well, and she kind of takes your hand a little bit and just kind of gives it a squeeze and says,
He's shaking.
Yeah.
And she takes his hand.
And she holds it for a second and she just says, I'm here if you want me. And Bruce gives a lick to Az's other hand. And she says, apparently so is Bruce. But if you want to talk about this or about anything, or if you don't want to talk, if you'd like to fight about it, that's fine too.
Right now, I would like to work on what we do with the Domina and that situation. Because it is very apparent that she wants to use us for political
Yes.
opportunities.
And what was the name of the family that's here?
The Cardis.
The Cardis.
Cardis?
Cardis.
The Cardis. They are a very influential family. They are connected with House Thrune closely. They are of the infernal empire heart and soul. And they are the lawyers of the empire that will bind you in contracts till you are in servitude.
So, I feel like we need to tell the Domina about the gates and about the entrance.
The gates?
The gates in the mountain? And the entrance into Ravenel from Cheliax? I think she needs to know that.
I mean, well, you can walk across the border into Ravenel.
I know, but if there is an entrance that is not watched, then it gives an opportunity that with bloodshed they could attack. I think that she needs to know. It's something that I don't think we should keep to ourselves.
Well, it is not, now that we do not use it, this is not a difficulty. But do worry about...
Titus knows about it.
Hmm.
And so does Captain Trionis and There's people that know now that didn't know before.
They must have explored the caverns to look for us.
Absolutely, which means they would have found the exit that we came out of.
And I wish I had had a body to throw in there and claim it was us. Put our clothes on it. It would have been made things much easier.
Of course. But yes, I think we should probably say something. From the back shadow, you hear. And walking out of the shadows, you see a man about like maybe 5'10". He's got short, dark hair that's cut a little close to his face. He's wearing ruffian type clothing with like a leather jacket and a pair of very tightly fitting pants.
Okay.
And he says, well, I don't mean to disrupt all of this, but I believe you've chosen the wrong alley to have your little tete-a-tete. And he pulls a sword out.
And Az looks at him, looks at Anna. I think this will help. And telekinetic projectile directly at him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead and roll for attack.
Yeah, like I'm so not in the mood for this. That's a 17. Plus, let me get my my modifier on that one. Let's see. Plus 12. So that's a 29 to hit.
Okay. That hits. Roll for damage.
So that will do. Let's see. I'm guessing on third. 3d6 of damage. 1, 5, so 6, 2, so 8 points of damage.
All right, and Mr.
Oh no, plus my spellcasting modifier, which is a 4, so 10 points of damage.
Well, no, 12.
12, thank you. 12 points of damage.
Will you please change our music?
Yes, I will.
So you telekinetically, you look, you see a rock, and immediately with your mind you fling it straight at him, and it hits him right in the chest and kind of makes him stumble backwards slightly, and he says, "Oh, looks like you're ready for a fight. Sounds good to me, lads." And from around the corners, you hear a pitter-patter of sounds, and I am going to go grab
some terrain. So,
sorry.
Tonight's combat, as usual, is built with the Terreno modular system. Shout out to any of our Terreno friends who are watching. We build these on sometimes on our Monday nights when we do Tabletop Train Talk. So if you come in for next Monday, you will get to hear a little bit about how we built this.
It fell apart a little bit, sorry. I don't have the best of systems to keep it hidden while we are in game.
I need to build some better roofs. Yeah, oh, you got lights on inside of it.
I got lights on inside of it. Okay, so.
All right.
Actually, with what time it is, we're going to take a really quick break.
And
then we will be right back to have this lovely encounter with apparently these bandits who think it's a good idea to attack you.
So I will say we do not currently have our break screen.
Oh, we don't have our break
We have a new
screen.
setup. We had to move everything and actually had to wipe and reinstall my Windows.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting our previous screen. We'll be back in...
We'll be back in just a minute. We just need a really quick break, and then let me get all of the rest of the setup and stuff. So,
and we'll be back.
We'll be back in just a second. Bye. And we are back for our
some combat.
I hope you guys had a good little bathroom break. We are going to get into our combat now. So, Az took the first strike against.
Who'd I hit? Which one of them?
You hit this blue one that's right here. Over here.
All right.
And then I need you to roll for initiative.
Yeah. Ooh, 17.
Nice. Nice.
Plus 13, so 30.
30. Jeez.
Level 6 with bonuses to wisdom.
Because of the scenario, I'm actually going to have you Jaeger Bruce.
Give me Bruce. Give me Bruce.
So there he is, and I forgot to put him on the board. He's right here.
Bruce.
Okay, remind me of how many. What's his HP?
His HP?
Uh-huh.
60.
60. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Let's get to some kicking butt. Az is emotionally rattled and wants to lash out at somebody.
I know, poor guy. He just needs to fight with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, so That's awesome. What is her perception again? It's been a hot second since I've had to fight with her.
Hers is probably 10.
Hold on. Why can't I find it?
I don't know why you can't find
There
it.
it is. It's 9. 9. Okay. So hers is 18.
10, because you leveled up.
19. Okay, and then Bruce's initiative is. Aw, what's his perception?
But Bruce just goes when you do.
Does he just go with I do? Okay. Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, well, as you are top of the order.
All right, good.
So you kind of got a sneak attack on him.
All right. So, I will. Okay, I've got that one left. I will take. I just hit that one guy, and then I see these guys come up behind me. So I've
Yeah, but that was kind of like a pre.
Yes.
So this will be your official round. So what you see is the two guys coming up from the main thoroughfare, and then there's another guy right here that's coming around from that side.
Any of them that seem like with that perception, so like that. Any of them that seem bigger than the others? Like, is there an alpha here?
You just hit the alpha.
Okay. So then on that same guy, I am then going to cast blindness. It's a
Okay.
2 actions. It's a fortitude save.
Okay.
And against my DC, which is I believe 21. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, he got it.
He passed it.
Yep.
Okay. He is blinded until.
No, like he hit the 40. Like he got a 25.
Yeah, he's still blinded until his next turn begins.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So he's blinded. Oh, until his next turn, not my turn. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Okay. So that's two of my actions, and then I imagine I'm still kind of sitting on the floor.
Yeah, you're kind of.
So
still...
I'm gonna stand up for one of my actions. I'll stand up, and then I will hit him with blindness.
Okay.
And do almost nothing.
Cool. Well, his eyes get clouded just for a second, and he kind of shakes his head and manages to shake off the effects of the spell, and he is going to attack you. Since you just attacked him.
Yep.
And he is going to do it. No, actually, he is going to take one action to pull out his short bow, and he is going to use his second action to attack with his short bow right there. That is an 18. I have to get used to where everything is on here. Okay, so that's a 28 to hit.
Oh, that will definitely hit.
Okay, that's not a crit.
Not a crit.
Not a crit. Okay, cool. So that is 1d6 plus 4. So that is 8 points of damage against you.
All right.
And that was 2 actions for him. So for his third, he is...
Oh, good. I do have my mage armor on.
So his third action, he's actually going to hold his action until one of his partners is in melee range.
It takes 2 actions to hold.
Seriously?
But he can use it to aid. He can use a single action to give himself a reaction to aid his companion on their next attack.
Okay, we'll do that. And then that just means that he can go forward and attack, right?
Yeah, this guy goes forward and attacks, and then he rolls. And if he gets over a 20, then the guy gets a +1. Or if it's critical, he gets a +2. So like
Contrary to popular opinion, I don't know all of the rules. There are a lot of rules in Pathfinder.
Contrary to popular opinion, I don't know all of them.
You don't know. You know a lot of the rules, though.
All right, so who's next?
Okay. So next up is Anna. Woohoo! Anna gets to attack.
Knock him down, knock him down.
Okay, so she is going to actually seeing this guy that's over here. She is going to. Actually, you know what? With her first action, she's going to throw it to Bruce.
Throw it to Bruce.
I can ban him. All right, I just bound it. We're good.
All right, go.
Love bots, you guys.
Gotta love 'em.
So for her action, she's going to yell, "Bruce! Bruce, go!"
Go get him, Bruce.
And then Bruce has you're
Okay.
Jaegering him, Mister.
Does she command him towards a certain bad guy?
The guy right next to him.
Okay, so he's just turning around, so no action for that. And then he is going to bite down. So he's going to use his bite attack, which is a +12. Ooh, that's a 5, so that's a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. And
Green.
17 to hit. Does not hit him. Does not get him.
All right, so he's got a second action,
Okay.
so he will bite one more time.
Okay.
So it was such a bad roll. And that's a 4, which is even worse.
That's
so he
a
is not.
-1.
Yeah. Well,
After-
4 plus 12.
Minus.
So 16 minus 5, so
5.
11.
I know.
So he tries to bite at him twice, and the guy kind of
Does
just
not
backs
succeed.
him up.
Okay, so then she is going to move. Where'd she go?
She's right there.
She's gonna move through his space to here,
All right.
and then she is just gonna do a normal swing attack with her greatsword.
Normal one, not power.
She can't. She doesn't have 2.
Yeah,
She gave 1 to Bruce.
Oh, and then she moved. You're right. Okay.
And then she went, but she's still hasted. So
yeah.
she does have 2. Okay,
does have
so
2.
then she actually can do power attack. Okay, so power attack. Boom! She pulls out her long sword and she's like, "This was a bad day for you to attack us, boys." Oh.
Not if we're rolling like this, it's not.
I did 10. That's a 16. No, wrong modifier. Oh no, that totally hit.
Yeah, she hits everything.
16 plus 6. So yeah, she hits.
Joys of a fighter.
She is that one. Okay, so she gets to do 2d12 plus
4?
1. She's 2d12 plus 1. Plus 1 extra dice. So now she does 3d12.
Yeah,
Each of these.
3d12
7,
plus her strength.
9, so 16 plus 7.
So 16 plus 7 is a 23.
23
Plus your strength, which I think is 4.
4.
So 27 points of damage
27.
as she slams him with her huge sword.
As she smacks him really hard. And that's the green one, right?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Guys, maths is hard. Okay. All right, so he stumbles back as the sword comes down and slices just right across his chest and down into his belly, and he stumbles back and just like and then it's actually his turn now. So he is going to with his short club, his little small club, he's going to try and smack Anna with it as a kind of a reactive thing. And that is a 16 plus 9. That hits. For that hits Anna 4. So 8 points of damage bludgeoning for her. Okay, and then for his second action, he is going to actually move away.
Okay.
As far as the
He's like,
battle mat will allow
I'm gonna
him
back
to
up
move.
here. This girl hits hard.
But because he did that, it does allow an attack of opportunity on Anna.
From Anna.
From
yeah.
Anna.
Hit him up. Hit him up.
That is a hit. So
2d12.
2d12, baby. Hold on, wait, is this the right one? Oh, that's
No,
a
it's
10.
not a 12.
That's a 10. There's a 12. That's cocked. 9, 6, so 15.
15 plus 4.
Plus 4.
So
and that
19
doesn't
points of
matter.
damage.
That doesn't matter. So she, as he turns to try and get away, she slices up at him again. At this time, it's coming straight up on the other side and slices right through his gut and up into his heart. And she pulls it back and she says, "See, I told you." And he just kind of crumbles to the ground.
Kill them, Anna.
Out of the way.
Yes. One down. One dead.
All right.
These two guys.
And now it is Charles' turn. He is the yellow dude.
Charles.
They all have names. Because I can't not.
Oh, I
name
thought you were
people.
talking about Az.
No, it's not you. Not you. Him.
He's Charles.
He is Charles.
Red or
there's a reason the name was in my head when I was naming everybody. So the yellow dude. So he is going to move forward to
Me or
you because you're right there.
Here or here?
Within melee range.
But not next to the dog.
No.
Okay.
And then he is going to attack with his hatchet
Ooh.
at you. Where's my name? That is a 18 to hit.
That will miss.
Misses. Yep.
Yay!
Pretty sure
Someone
I'm
missed me.
I'm pretty sure it missed you. Cool. So he swings at you with the hatchet, and it's just like totally goes wide, and he's not able to hit you. And in frustration, anger, he decides to try and go at you again. But he has aid.
Yeah,
From,
which that should have been on the
that
first
should have been
attack.
the first one, so that would have been a +2.
If he succeeded,
plus
so
1.
you have to roll a d20 for him,
Oh yeah.
and then add his attack or whatever it is he's using to assist,
Okay, so it was a 12.
plus
So
his
you
attack.
rolled a 12 plus the attack of the yellow dude or the blue
That
dude?
guy.
The blue dude. Okay.
I
So
imagine
his
that beats
attack
21.
Is 12.
So yeah, it
it's
beats 21.
22.
So yeah, he would have had a +1, which it still would have
It
missed.
still would have missed because it would have been a 19 at that
Yep.
point. Okay, cool. And then
Gonna do a second hit.
so he's gonna do a second attack. Second attack. And that's a 16. That's a better roll. That's a much better
Oh, 16.
roll. 16 plus 9.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Hold on, I need to know what the number is.
It only has to beat 21.
20. It's 20.
16 plus 9
Right?
is 25.
16 plus 9 is 25 minus 5.
Oh,
And
minus
this is
5,
his
because you're right.
second attack.
Second attack.
20.
You're right.
So you missed it
He missed the second time.
Okay.
Woo woo!
Scaring me with my math.
My mage armor saves me.
I know, seriously.
It glances off of the
I'm-
shimmering mage armor.
I know, the shimmering mage armor that is just like enveloped your entire body. It just goes shing right off of it. And he's like kind of is lost and confused a little bit and is like, what? And he kind of stumbles backwards just a little bit. And so for his third action, he's actually going to move back.
Moved forward and had 2 attacks. 3 actions.
Never mind. He's good. He has all the movements he gets. You guys, I just like giving people lots of movement. I'm all about movement. Okay. Now
This guy.
it is Arnold's turn. So Mr. Red Dude.
Arnold.
Well, it's actually pink, but yeah.
He is Arnold.
You guys, I color coded everything. It's super fun. So then he is going to, in an anger and rage, run straight up, passing through the other dude and trying to get a parallel so that you would be flat-footed at that point from Sinclair. Can he do that?
Like get all the way around me?
Like, no, right here. Right here, because Sinclair's here.
Sinclair has to be close enough to do melee damage in order for me to be flanked.
Well, he's still gonna do that then.
All right.
He's still going to move up. So he is going to attack you.
Anna killed someone, and yet everyone's coming after me.
Well, you're the one that attacked their leader.
And she's the one that killed someone already.
But he can't move over to her.
It's all right. It's all right. Keep going, honey. It's okay.
You guys, he complains every single time I run combat. Jeez. All right, so Arnold is going to attack you with his club. It's a 10. Does it hit?
I have no idea. 10 plus what?
It's a 10.
Oh, that's
Total.
not a hit. That definitely doesn't hit.
All right, so he takes his club and he goes,
Gosh, he's
whack.
annoyed at midnight.
He goes, whack. Nope, that's not helping at all. So he's going to pull out... Nope, he's just going to attack a second time with his club and see if he can get you this time as well.
All right.
And that's also a 2. So that also didn't hit.
Yes, I'm getting missed like crazy.
So it totally, once again, slings up. Still does nothing, absolutely nothing. And Sinclair back here, who is the guy that attacked first, yells out, "What are you doing, you idiots? Take him down!" And it is now your turn.
All right. So, as I'm actually going to just try and get myself out of this situation of being surrounded. So Az is going to use 2 actions to cast invisibility on himself.
You're not going to do the time one? Oh, wait,
I don't have
do that
Can't
one
do it
yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Secrets of Magic is not quite built in yet.
You guys, Secrets of Magic is so good.
Yeah. So I am hidden. Then this will last up to 10 minutes or until I attack.
Okay.
And so I am hidden from them, and then I'm going to take that time and run over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to move all the way over here away from them.
Okay. You can't see it. It's there. He's there. He's there.
Here, I'll go over here.
Oh, he's going to go over there.
There, you can, now I'm in shot.
Now you can see it. Cool. Okay, so
Honest
you
turn?
did invisibility.
Yep, 2 actions, and then I move. That's
And
3
then
actions.
okay, cool. So now it is the leader, the head gang master, Sinclair. It's his turn, and he is going to move forward with the totality of
He
his
just watched
ability.
me disappear.
And he's like, oh my gosh! And he's gonna come up. He's gonna come up to Bruce, and he's actually gonna attack Bruce since Bruce is between him and Anna. So he has moved, and then he's going to attack with his...
Come on, miss him.
What did he attack with? That's a really good question. His short sword. Okay, so he's going to attack with his short sword.
So he drops his bow.
Yep, so he dropped his bow back
Short sword.
back there. Just pulled his short sword right out because he's realizing, like, we're all in nice
2
and
actions.
close. So this would be his third, and that is a 13 plus 12 to hit.
Yep, he'll hit Bruce.
So that hits Bruce. That is a 25. That's
Does not crit.
No, doesn't crit. Okay, cool. So that is a 1d6 plus 6 piercing damage to Bruce. Oh, boy, Brucey. It's an 11, so it's 11 points of damage to Bruce.
49. All right.
Yep. Okay. And that was all 3 of his actions.
Yep.
So now
Anna's
it is Anna's turn. She is going...
She already used her reaction.
Yeah, she did use her reaction. But she gets it back with every turn.
Yeah, but I was wondering if she could have used Glimpse of Redemption on Bruce, but her reaction doesn't restart until her turn.
Yeah, but now it's her turn. So she is going to... Actually, she can't go through... Oh...
Nope, she can bash.
No, do you know what? Well, no. What she's going to do first is she's going to throw an action to Bruce.
Okay.
So she's going to do the same thing and say, Bruce, attack! And she's going to point at... Yeah, you know what? She's going to point at Sinclair right here.
All right.
And she's going to attack him.
Blue man?
Yep, blue man.
Ah.
Dang
It's
it.
only a 5 plus 12 is a 17.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
All right. And then he's got second action. I imagine with that he's going to move.
Yeah,
He, however, is going to move here and then here.
to flank in.
So that way when Anna attacks, he's flanked.
Yep, so then Anna's going to use her movement to go forward and attack, do a power attack against Sinclair. Thank you for moving everybody around the board.
Yep.
I'm realizing now that I kind of built this board in a way that made it kind of difficult to
I'm okay with moving them.
move stuff around. Okay, so she is going to attack. Power attack. Come on, baby. That did not work. Hero point.
Which, a reminder for all of our... Let's remind all our viewers that with 500 channel points, you can purchase a hero point for either of our characters. We start off with 1 for the night for the stream, but you can always gift us more.
Sorry, that sucks.
Up to 3. So if you've got 500 channel points just sitting down in your corner, no one's gifted yet, so
Nobody has gifted today. We did have some gifting happening last week, and hopefully we fixed any of the issues with that, but feel free to gift. Feel free to gift. Okay, so yeah, hero point. She's full on using this hero point to attack again. That sucked.
Roll that roll. It's worse. It's a natural 1.
It's the same damn.
Same number.
It's a freaking 3, so it's a 19, which doesn't hit.
Jeez.
So that's it. So next it is
me.
Red.
No, them.
No, it's
it's
it's James. Green. Nope, James Green is gone. He is dead. So next it's Charles. So yellow dude. Okay, yellow dude is going to. No, that's pink. That's yellow dude. He.
Is this like a grate that you stood
That's
on?
it can be stood on. Yeah, it's fine. It's just like a grate in the because you guys were in that alley kind of. It's just
sewer
a grate
grate.
in the sewer grate.
So would he flank her? Or? Yeah, you can just move right around her. One action to move.
So one action to move, and then he is going to attack with his hatchet, which is a 14. So that is not going to hit. And then he's going to hold.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
He's going to hold.
Takes 2 action to hold.
I know.
Yeah.
So for his third action, he's going to aid Arnold.
Gotcha.
And then Arnold is going to attack Anna right now.
Sounds good.
So Charles has to do so it's 14 plus, so he gets it. So then Arnold gets a +1 on his, right?
Yeah. Unless he critically succeeded, and then it's +2.
Okay. Which that's cocked. It's a 6.
That ain't gonna hit Anna.
Nope, that's not gonna hit Anna. So he swings.
Even with the +1, it doesn't
he swings his club, and even with that +1, it comes down, and she just with her gauntleted arms, just slides it away to the side and pushes it back. And with this, she is going to use her glimpse of redemption as an action.
Okay.
As a reaction to him, or not. I'm looking at your face.
Yeah,
you don't
glimpse of redemption. They have to attack someone else in your body.
Never mind. Okay, so then no, she's going to use her reaction then to do nothing. She's going to use her attack.
They have to leave your area, or they have to attack someone else.
But he just attacked her.
Yeah, attacking you does not activate an attack.
I'm going to be so happy when we play Witcher because you can actually react and attack in Witcher. It's really nice. Anyway, okay, fine. She's not going to do jack squat.
Nope.
And then he's gonna attack again.
All right.
And he critically fails. So when he brings up his club and swings it around, and instead of actually hitting Anna with it, it kind of smacks himself in the shoulder, and it stumbles back just a little bit and gets his legs back underneath him. And he's like, "Hey, Sinclair, this ain't working." And now it is your turn. Ask.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Anna hasn't really taken any damage, I don't think, yet.
No, she's a little bit. She got 11.
Okay, so
she has had one hit on her.
And Bruce only had a little bit. So I don't think anyone really needs some healing.
No, nobody needs healing.
All right, then. So we will continue with doing some damage.
Do some. Do missiles.
No.
Why not? What's wrong with missiles?
Because I don't want to do missiles.
Okay, fine.
They don't do a ton of damage.
Fine.
Well,
Are you guys enjoying this?
What I will do is I'm going to shoot this guy right here with sudden bolt.
Oh, jeez.
So he gets a reflex save.
Okay.
So he's got to beat a 22.
22.
On his reflex save.
11. Who are you attacking? Pink guy. Okay. Nope, that does not hit. That is a 19. Or not hit, but he does not save it. Oh dear.
38 points of damage as I blast him with sudden bolt.
All right, so the lightning bolt, you extend your hand and
there's
lightning
this
bolt
that just shoots out.
goes.
Wait.
You've got your somatic stuff.
It's been a little while since
I
we've
know.
done combat. I have my language for all these. All right. Yeah. So he will put out his hand and yell, "Der Schlag," and send this bolt. It's not like electricity. It's like a circular bolt that just blasts out of his hands and whacks straight into the guy.
Okay, and as it smacks into him, you hear this like come out of his body, and it goes straight through him. And it smolders a hole, and the guy just goes straight down onto the ground.
Bam.
Please remove him from the playing field.
Gone.
Thank you. All
right, so that is 2 actions.
Yeah, you still have 1.
And then with my 3rd action, I will attempt to aid Anna. I'm going to use my deception. I'll use my deception to try and distract one of the whichever one she attacks.
Okay.
And to give her aid on her next attack.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Well, the next is Blue Dude, and she's still right next to.
Both of them are. So you got Charles and then Arnold, I think.
Technically, he is flanked by. So he's flat-footed at the moment.
Yep, to Bruce. With Bruce.
So Anna is going to use power attack.
All right.
And she's going to look at him and say, "You're 2 down. Are you sure you don't want to run away?" And the guy's just going to like shake his head and go,
so that's a 24 on my deception.
Okay.
So that beats a 20. So therefore, she gets a +1.
So what are you going to do for your distraction?
So with mine, I'm going to suddenly yell out, "That's a weird place for a piano."
And the guy behind her turns and says, "What?" And she gets the +1. Oh, geez. I'm rolling crap tonight. Hold on. All right, so 23 to hit. So that hits. Yay. 23 to hit.
There we go.
For a power attack. And she brings the sword down and around, aiming right in that sweet spot of the
so
neck.
that's your 3d12.
6, 7, 13, 2, 15. So 15 points of damage. And the sword comes down, and he manages to scoot back just a little bit so it doesn't do a critical hit, but it just glances straight across his chest. What did I say? 15? All right. And then she is going to use her last one and say she's going to throw it to Bruce. Nope, she still has 1, and then she can throw it to Bruce. So then she's going to use...
Well, her with haste, the action has to be used to do a regular strike or a movement action.
Yeah, so can she kick him?
So she can throw... No. I guess she can kick him.
To try and get him to go prone? Though?
Oh, she's trying to knock him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an attack action, so yes.
Be attack? Okay. All right. Would that just be? I'm just wondering what's the modifier
Athletics.
for that.
It's athletics.
Just athletics. Okay. Ooh. That's a 17 plus 13. That is a 30, which
It would go.
just barely is not a crit.
Good.
Oh, that sucks.
So this would be a trip, which uses that. So it's a against their reflex DC.
Okay.
And then success, the target falls and lands prone.
10 reflex DC for him is 18. So, no, wrong.
It's 10 plus
Yeah,
his
yeah.
reflex. All right.
Yeah. So he is now prone.
All right. So what did she
So
roll?
she kicked him. She 30.
That's more than 10. So not only does he fall prone, he also takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage.
That too. So he falls. There's so many rolls. He falls and get 1 point of damage.
Oh, well. Every little bit counts.
It's true. But now he is prone, and she is going to now throw it to Bruce and say, Bruce, attack.
And Bruce will, now that he's also prone, which means he's flat-footed, which he was before, but he's flat-footed, so he's going to attack now. Oh, natural 20.
Nice!
From Bruce there. Ooh, so that is a 20 plus 12, so that's a 32. So it definitely crits.
Okay.
Which means then it is, instead of 2d8, it's 4d8. Let me get my d8s
Or
here.
it's not just doubled?
It's doubled. So 7, 6. So that's 13 plus 3 is 16. So 32 points of damage from Bruce, as Bruce just, with him down, just bites into his neck and starts to shake him.
All right, then. So as Bruce grabs into his neck, his eye teeth puncture straight in to the arterial vein in his neck, and the blood spurts all over the place. And as he shakes, he completely rips the thing to shred, and this bandit individual
Is done.
Dead.
So yeah, one
Bleeds
left.
out slowly on not slowly, very quickly on the side. With the last individual still standing.
Is it my turn?
He turns and looks at you. Looks at the fallen bodies of the 3 companions that had come with them. He takes a step backwards and he says, "Look, we were just looking for some coin. I'm sorry, I didn't. It's not." And then he turns around and runs away.
All right, so...
And so unless you want to do something as he goes...
Yeah, I am going to, once again, I will actually cast... Let's see, can I... Yeah, I'll do this. I'm going to cast Slow on him.
Okay.
So that will be a Fortitude save against 22.
Okay. He does not pass it.
All right.
14.
So he is now slowed for
16.
For 1 minute.
Okay.
And I think I still have Long Stride lasts for an hour. So I'm moving at 10 feet faster, and he's now slowed. So I run straight up to him and catch right up to him.
Okay. Do you want to flip the music because we are officially out of combat?
But it's still exciting.
I know. Do you want to keep? We can keep it.
We'll keep it.
Okay, we'll keep it. So you get up to him, and what are you wanting to do?
So I'm gonna run up, get in front of him, and then I'm gonna put my hand up. You see the glow. There's electricity kind of jumps between my fingers, and then I will use my diplomacy skill and say, "I would not move if I were you. I simply have some questions."
And are you like, have you kind of like stopped him in the middle, or is he like?
I ran in front of him to like
Okay.
get in front of him, and then I put the hand forward. It's glistening.
Okay.
And then I'm not trying to scare him, but I'm trying to get him to
Just
listen
stop him.
and say, "I will let you go if you answer some questions."
Right. Diplomacy.
It's only a 4. Hero point.
Okay.
I slid it.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the table.
It's I don't want to reach for it.
Ha! 14 plus 12, 26.
Okay. Yeah. He totally he believes you, and he says, "Okay, all right. I'll answer any questions you have."
Let us go back in where not every eye will see.
Okay.
So he's gonna kind of lead him back towards Anna.
Okay. And
Now
Anna's
I'll
leans
switch
down.
the-
Okay. Now we'll switch it to
some
music.
serious music.
Anna gets down on as you come back that direction. Anna you see she's down on her knees, and she's kind of like trying to clean Bruce off a little bit, and she looks up at you and says, "Could you, like, there's a lot of blood. Could you
Prestidigitation. Use that cantrip. Clean her off.
Thank you so much. Thank you." And she kind of like kicks the body a little bit just to move it out of the way, and then she moves over, and that is a water fountain, just so you know. So she's gonna go over to the water fountain and just kind of like just pat her face a little bit and get Bruce a little drink of water. But
Did this guy take any damage? I don't remember. Had he taken any damage?
No,
Okay.
he has not taken any damage.
So as he's gonna talk to. What is your name?
My name's Charles.
Charles. Who do you work for?
Well, and he looks over to the guy who had spoken at the beginning, who is now a disgusting pile of blood, essentially. And he says, "Well, I work for Sinclair."
Are you all a member of a syndicate or?
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of
Person.
on the lower levels, but I know that Sinclair was a part of a couple of different groups. Like, he kept all the papers on him and stuff, so we got into places. So I don't know. I think so.
You are from here, from Quintargo.
Not really. I kind of came on the ships, and I got here by the ships. So I've kind of been from all over the place. Like, I originally started out up north.
But you know the area at all?
Yeah.
What can you tell me of the Nightwings?
You see his face kind of drain slightly of the little bit of blood that was still there. And he says, we're not supposed to really talk about that. And
About
I realize
what?
that his accent just changed
Yeah,
massively from the beginning, but we're going to go with it.
What? Talk about what?
You know, like, they get mad, and then they, like, come and find you, and they're like, don't talk about us. I'm like,
Well, I'm sure after this you'll be on the ships as soon as possible.
yeah, you make a fair point. Yeah, so it's, and he kind of looks around a little bit, and he's just like, okay. Yes, I'm a part of the Nightwing with the men that you just rightfully put in the ground. And we're on the smaller end. We're just like pickpockets and robbers, and we really weren't gonna really hurt you. It just got out of hand.
And your boss, his name was Charles?
No, my name is Charles. His name was Sinclair.
Sinclair. Yeah. Sinclair. And Sinclair's boss is?
Well, the regional guy who we take everything to, his name is Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur is our person, but we don't really do. I don't know much beyond that. I mean,
That is okay.
Okay.
That is okay. Do you know how they would contact him?
Sinclair normally they would go to the opera house, and it was like a specific day of the week or something like that, and they would go to the opera house, and everybody would give their regional stuff to him, and then he would take it to the food, and we got our cut.
To
and
the
then
where?
To the place. I don't know. He would take it away.
Ah, yeah.
So he would take it away, and we got our cut, and then he got his cut, and then the rest of the money went up the rest of the chain. But like I said, I'm a little guy. I don't do anything with this really.
You don't want any trouble. So I will ask one last question of you, and then I would advise being on the next ship.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, I wasn't trying to scare him.
Oh.
That was more just like, dude, your people are all dead around you. Someone's going to come asking questions.
Okay, go ahead.
I can do diplomacy if you'd like, or...
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not trying to scare him.
It seemed like you tried to intimidate him a little bit. It's like, I agree. I think I'm going to do that.
Last question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, there are many different people here. Do you know if there is a section of town where the halflings congregate?
Well, the halflings kind of live all over the place. I mean, it's not like in other parts of the world. They just kind of are here. I mean, they kind of hang out a little bit more in like near the noble area, the Green District, because a lot of times they work there, or they work in the Garment District, which is just outside. So probably around here a little bit.
Oh, yes. Well, I would say thank you for your time, but I think this has been a bit of a traumatizing. I would recommend in the future, don't start fights with those you do not know.
I think that is very sound advice. Thank you very, very much. And I do apologize again. And he starts kind of like moving. He's like moving away, and he's trying to.
And as he's just gonna turn around, like, well, not even watch him as he runs away because he knows what's coming.
Yeah, he's totally. As soon as your back is turned, you hear.
And then wait. Here's what I'm gonna do. As he's running away, and starts running away, I'm gonna cast a single action magic missile to hit him in the butt.
Oh!
So it does
okay.
1d4 plus 1.
Roll.
That's
roll
all it does. So 5 points of damage
5
to him.
5 points of damage. That's enough to give him a nice little bruise. So as you send it off, and it goes shh, and it hits him, he's like, you hear a ow, and then pause, and then I'm sorry. And then he keeps running away.
Yes, there we go.
Go
I don't
do
do intimidation checks, but I'll hit you in the butt.
Hit you in the butt on the way out. So Anna's sitting on the fountain, turns to you and says, "It was not really necessary."
No, but it was fun.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here, though.
Yeah.
Considering there's 3 dead bodies.
Well, and they do apparently works for the Nightwings. That organization that we were...
Right, that's the one that took Tara, right? Or at least was investigating. Tara was investigating.
On the way back, keep eyes open. Let's see if we can find any halflings in the area.
Right.
I imagine that halflings here will know the network.
Yeah, most likely. Are you trying to find, like, who...
We need to find
kind of in
Magdalene.
charge? Oh, that's right. Probably should find Magdalene. But she left, though.
Possibly.
There's no way she is still in town.
At this point, it's only been like 24 hours, though, right?
Yeah, but she was on Sinclair.
She was on
was
Sinclair?
she not Sinclair? She was on Siegfried.
She was.
She probably would have taken off.
Great. So no connection into any contacts here is what we're looking at. Well, we'll see. We will see. Sent that dream message, so we'll see if I get anything.
There she comes back.
Well, let us still eyes open.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. So we didn't actually get lunch.
Hungry?
Of course I'm hungry. Do you happen to have any money on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, fantastic. Because I don't have my knapsack with me.
Oh, yeah. I've got 14 gold and 7 silver.
Nice. All right. So you guys, the two of you,
So I search around and I find this some stand that sells these little circular
tamales.
Yeah.
I like it. Tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
No. Wait. Did you say tacos?
I said tamales.
Tamales? No. We're in Revenant. We're not in.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for a little circular little donut thing, some beignets.
Oh, some beignets. Oh yeah.
This is French influence here.
So good.
Find some beignets and find some.
Raspberry beignets.
We go and get some a baguette and some other.
Baguette.
And
oh my gosh, you're making me so hungry right now.
I know, and
with
some
butter
cheese,
and ham and cheese.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, seriously, you guys, best food I've ever had in my entire life was in France. Oh my gosh.
So
anyway,
we just kind of eat that as we walk. I would like to keep eyes open if I see any halflings.
Okay, that probably only be 5 copper for all that.
I don't know what it costs in Revenant.
Mark it off.
All right, cool.
5 copper. So, let's move out of our battle cam thing. Guys. That was fun. Okay.
All right.
So
we then again we walked here, so I imagine we know our way back.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
So we kind of start walking our way back, and I will actually I'll sit down on a. I do not know this is a city, but I know that Bruce found us. He can probably follow his trail back.
Oh, probably. Most likely. It's a good idea. So she gets down, and she gives Bruce some moodle squitches. Really quick. Squitches. And then she says, Bruce, darling, we need to get back to Sir Michael's. Can you find our way? And he sits and he's like, oh, yeah, I can find it. You should follow me. It's like, okay, good, darling. And she stands up and she says, yes, he said that he can find it. So let's just follow him. It'll probably be fine. And you follow Bruce, and he does indeed know. He's using his nose. He knows how to get back and where to go. As you get closer and closer to where you can see the wall of the Green District and the main thoroughfare road that's taking you up to it, Anna does lean over and say, do you have any idea of how we're going to get in? Considering the fact that Sir Michael is not with us, Sophie's not with us.
Well, I will try to use my charm, or I could look like Sir Michael.
That's right, you can do that. Do that. No, don't do that. Because if he finds out that you've been using his face, that would be really bad.
Yeah, I do not want to...
No, Ulfric. What if you look like Ulfric? The guards
Actually,
would
let
know
me
him?
check, because I think I used... Activate 1 minute for some...
Oh, you used it when you were in the council meeting.
Okay, it looks like I can use it more than that, though.
Okay, good.
It doesn't say that I can only use it once per day. I'm not seeing that. So I think I can cast it again.
Okay.
So I will. I'll use my hat of disguise.
Mm-hmm.
That's never actually decide how it looks like. So right now it's like a beret. You know.
Nice.
And then
sometimes it's a fedora.
Yep. Then suddenly as I touch it, it will change into a helm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will change into Ulfric.
Ulfric and his...
Which I really hope they don't know him personally.
Well, I mean, of course they would, because they'd know, all of the guards would know each other within the Green District.
Hopefully they'll expect me to know their names.
As you get up
deception check, here I come.
To the front of the line and get into the Garden District, the guard stops you and kind of with...
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I tell Anna, Anna, stay close. Tell Bruce to stay close.
All right.
And then I will cast a 3rd level invisibility sphere, which does 10 feet around me. We're all invisible.
Okay, so we're going to do that back farther.
And we will slowly walk. Yeah, once we get in sight, I will cast invisible sphere, and then we will slowly walk through the entrance. Because it's like open. It's not like a shut door, right?
No, it's like
it's the middle of the day.
It's like a big archway, and it has like guards like monitoring, looking underneath carriages and things like that. So it is kind of bustly. So to get in without being touched might be a little difficult. We
can be touched. The person will just be like, what the heck was that?
I know, but the less attention you draw to this invisible
the better.
Whatever, the better. So give me
stealth roll?
Give me a stealth roll.
All right. I've got stealth, so I got 10 stealth. 11, so 21.
21. Okay, that's just barely enough to get in without being seen. I'm going to give one for Anna too. Natural 20.
Thank heavens, because I was worried about that, because she's not trained in stealth.
No, and she's trained in stealth.
Is she?
She's not trained in survival.
Okay, neither of us are.
She's trained in stealth. She got a freaking 9 in stealth. She got a 29.
There we go.
9. Oh, it reminds me, I've got a
clanky armor, but
I know. So she's able to do, and Bruce stays right with us as well and comes through.
We just move our way through invisible.
And slip through the guards, and kind of at one point there's like a little bit of a collision that could be happening, and then you sideswipe it really fast to the side, and then you get through into the other side, and you are in the Green District.
And we just get outside of the, immediate, where they can see us, and then it drops.
You drop it? Okay.
Yeah, because it lasts 10 minutes.
Nice.
So get through and then it drops. Okay. But that was close. But we can now. So Sir Michael's house was that one?
Bruce, darling, keep leading us, dear.
This Ravenel architecture, they all look the same.
Anna's like, oh, like everything looks the same though. Like, let's be honest.
Well, actually, with my crafting knowledge,
you would be able to.
I can probably tell very much the difference in the architecture. So yeah, find our way back to Sir Michael's house.
Yep. So we get back to Sir Michael's house. Bruce is very chit chatty on the way to, being like saying things to Anna like, well, right over there, they've got a dog. They've got a dog, and he's mean, and he's like, he smells like he's just an awful, awful dog, and I don't ever want to be around just mean dogs. That's really rude. And then he's bounding about to a different place, and he's like, there was at least one other bitch that was here just a few days ago, and I have a feeling she's really hot, so I kind of want to stay. Can we stay? Is it okay if we stay? Would that be all right? And Anna's like, sweetie, darling, we'll be here for a little while, I'm sure. I'm sure Sir Michael would absolutely love to have you around. So you hear the one side of this conversation as you're moving through the Green District, but you do eventually get to the back side.
And Az honestly isn't even really hearing it.
No, I imagine he wouldn't
be. He is so lost in his thoughts and trying to digest this day that's just freaking dropped.
As you get to Sir Michael's house and you approach the front door, the door swings open and Sophie is standing there. And as soon as she sees you, as she hesitates slightly, but then she just slightly turns to Anna and says, I am so glad that you are back. We are waiting for you, so we have to get you dressed. We have to get you ready for the ball. The final fittings, they've been going off of, and she just starts going. And Anna looks at you kind of like, help.
The ball? There's a ball. When is the ball?
And Sophie, big eyes. It's tomorrow. That is why we had to get back. Oh my goodness. And she starts speaking in Ravanese under her breath.
Az puts his hand on her shoulder.
And she freezes.
Which you notice Az has not really touched her the whole time. And he just looks at her. It has been a rough day.
Oh. And she looks at Anna, and Anna just kind of nods like,
I have information that I need to bring to Sir Michael. Where can I find him?
Oh, Papa is he is in the studio in the back of the house. You can find him if you just go through the front door and down the left side. He's just at the very back. He is finishing up the alterations for the Domina's dress. And then she turns to Anna and says, and we have to get you dressed. We can no longer work with the mannequins that are upstairs pretending to be you. We need your body now. And she grabs Anna by the hand and she pulls her up, and Anna just is like, what is happening? And she just, the two women ascend.
Roll, can you roll a perception check for me real quick? For Anna.
Okay. It's a 2.
It's a 2 plus
9, 10, 12. Yeah, so it's 12. A 12.
Anna doesn't see Az smiling and smirking at this as she walks away. I wanted to know if she'd see the smirk or not. Yeah. That's all.
So they ascend the stairs and head up to the rooms that you assume there's some type of clothing, something happening up there. And I
walk towards to find Sir Michael.
Okay. So you follow the directions that Sophie gave you. Down the back hall, on the left, all the way to the very end. There, Sir Michael is there in the studio. When you enter the studio, there is racks and racks of fabric bolts along the wall from like floor to ceiling on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side is 3 or 4 mannequins that have different stages of finished clothing on them. There is a male, very beautiful set of like kind of like dignitary robes that go all the way down to the ground. And then there's another mannequin that obviously is a dress that was made for the Domina, very regal in style, dark purple.
Which, to bring up one thing, I used prestidigitation on Bruce and on Anna. I didn't use it on me.
Oh, it's true. You did not. You did not. So as you enter into the room,
kind of
you
haggard.
Look like you got into a fight. As you step into the room, Sir Michael turns and says, "Oh, as just so." No. You need to go clean yourself up first. You cannot be around my clothing like that.
Prestidigitation, just all of it just goes away.
And Sir Michael's like, that is a very, very useful little thing.
And Az does the whole thing, just kind of like, whatever. Like.
Yeah. This is, are you, and Sir Michael does see that, like, even in his crazy brainness of everything that's going on right now, he does see that you are upset. And he says, what happened with the man and the...
I have information that the Domina will want.
Okay.
The delegation from Cheliax is Cardes? Cardes. The Cardes family. Yeah, those Cardes.
Okay. How did you come by this information?
I have this from the mouth of the Fräulein Oftenkamp.
Oh. Well, she is in Kentucky?
Yeah.
From what just having been in Cheliax, I know that she recently had the head of the Offenkamp family died, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm just so surprised that she
The
would
bastard
kill.
is dead.
Oh.
And
You
as
know
is
them.
not like generally he's
Yeah.
like very very, and now it's like it's all kind of gone because he's just kind of frazzled.
You know the Elfencamp family?
Yeah.
Did you ever were you a slave in their household?
No.
Oh.
And he laughs as chuckles at that. No, I was not a slave in their household. I should
Okay.
probably tell. Well, I have connections to the household. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that is interesting news to hear that she is in town. Is she here with the delegation?
No, she is not. But she was able to inform me who the delegation is. And it would be good to get this to the Zomina as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And he turns around, he snaps his fingers, and one of the servants comes up and brings a cup of tea and a little bit of like refreshment thing. And Sir Michael takes a cup of tea and says, "I need you to send a message to the Domina that we have the final dress fitting. The dress is going to be completed, and we need to drop it off, but that we need to have a private meeting with her. Please send it urgent." Oui. And the servant nods, and she then turns and leaves quickly to, assumably, deliver the message. And
Yes.
then Sir Michael turns to you and says, "There has to have been more. You did not look as yourself."
Well, it is.
Wait, while you speak, we need to get work done as well. And he turns around and he goes to the mannequin that you now see has a semi-covered, like a jacket and a beautiful jacket and button-down white shirt is on it, and it doesn't have pants on it yet. And he reaches over and grabs on a side table a pair of beautiful like dress pants that go with this outfit as well. And he says, "I need to I had to guess. I'm pretty sure I got it right on your upper body, but I was not sure how narrow your hips are. So I need you to please try this on." And he's like lifting it up and holding it to your hips.
Okay.
And
I do want to roll a crafting check.
Okay.
To see if
Your keys getting stuck in my necklace.
if I would be able to like deduce like the way he builds it, like the things of craft.
See if you can figure out.
Ooh, it's a 16 plus my 13 crafting. That's a 29.
Nice. Okay. You can tell that this was most likely meant for another individual, but that he has adjusted it and tailored it very quickly to what he assumed your measurements are. It is very, very fine silk-like material, but still stiff. So it's going to hold its form really, really well. The jacket is one that is very obviously a dress jacket that cuts right at the right at the waist, and then goes into a V on the back like a traditional tuxedo would, from like the 1920s,
Gotcha.
1930s.
What color is it?
It's black.
It's around black. Like that is.
It's
gonna be weird for Az to not wear white.
I know. It's true.
So he will go through the motions. I mean, he from his crafting knows what he needs to be measured and what needs to be done for.
Yeah. So as you continue to work, Sir Michael does ask you. So, you were going to tell me what had happened while you were away. You really did concern us. I did not tell Sophie what had happened. That you basically shooing us off with that very mysterious individual.
It was mysterious, and that is why I wanted to be cautious. It was a man that had been sent to look for me by the Fräulein Offenkamp.
Why would she want to speak with you? Of course, always as with information, I understand we kind of have dropped a few bombs, as it were, on each other in the last few hours. So I don't.
Yeah. This is a bit more of a personal nature.
Oui.
And so it is, I hesitate to talk on a personal note in this.
All right, I understand. That is completely fine. And you can give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a 4. Plus 13 makes it a 17.
Okay. You can tell she's like totally fine to give you your space, and is like, okay, cool. So then he begins to talk to you a little bit about.
I will say to him. The Fräulein is leaving, and so if it becomes something that I think is of importance, I will tell you.
Oui.
We also did have a run-in with the Nightwings.
You see Michael's very like, oh, aghast. Like, what? You did, how do you know they were the Nightwing?
The one we left alive, we questioned.
You killed someone.
No,
I don't want to know. This is part of plausible deniability. The less I know, the better it is for me. I cannot be involved with the Nightwing in any way, any shape or form. But, and you see, he's like, but the Nightwing came after you.
we are in the wrong part of town.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they did not. Wrong place, wrong time.
Well,
Nothing more.
The Nightwing is quite a dangerous organization. They are not the type of people that you would want to get involved with.
I have heard of them previously. They are possibly. I've heard they deal in human trafficking.
There are always rumors, of course, but it seems like most of what they actually do is smuggle. They like to smuggle things in and out of the country. So because of the line of work that they do, from what I understand, however, it's mostly like alcohol and different spirits and drugs that we are not able to get here in the country very often because the trade has been shut down for so long.
Yeah. So they are not a necessary problem for the Domina, really.
At this point, no. I have a feeling, though, if she pushes on the smuggling business too much, she has not because of the trade, of course. And he does kind of starts to go into like the economic lines of the city and of the country and whatnot. And it's all stuff that I'm sure our viewers and you don't really want to go into.
Oh, what are you talking about? I'm very interested in the economics.
We can totally talk about it later off stream.
No, I get it. I get kind of I get the reasoning why and everything. So, So we made sure we were not seen leaving the area.
Okay.
We were friggin' invisible, actually, to get in.
That is good. If people cannot see you, then not cannot, but if they do not see you, then you are less likely to become involved with questionable individuals. And he finishes up the pinning and the all of the things.
As he's doing this, though, I do. Sir Michael, I would like to talk with you about one aspect I have not yet brought up. That I feel would be good to divulge. You now know of my background.
Oui, it was quite a surprise.
Yeah, I do not like to broadcast my past.
I can imagine not.
However, I do think you do remember that we were traveling with others.
Oui, the Farmer Magdalene and the 3 others that were so very good at cooking. I was very surprised at how...
4 halflings
Oui?
with an escaped slave. So he's trying to lead him to the assumption here.
Give me a diplomacy. Yeah, give me a diplomacy.
Ooh, that's a 15 plus 12.
That's good.
That's a 27.
Okay. I'm kind of checking like kind of your ability to persuade him and like
Yes.
point him to the answer. So as you were talking and kind of playing this out for him, he sits there and he's kind of, and then suddenly, are you a member of the Bellflower Network?
And he just kind of smiles but doesn't say anything.
You need to tell the Domina.
I did not know her.
She cannot come out publicly, of course. I mean, I have known her for years and years, long before she was a domino, when she was a teenager and I was a young man. You need to tell her. She cannot come out publicly and tell anyone
Well, no.
of what her
Especially
actual
with the
feelings
desires to reconnect with diplomats in Cheliax.
Of course. But
Nadal and
you need to tell her this because we have had troubles. There have been slave catchers that have been in the city and looking for slaves that have been that have escaped or have been, what did they say, lost. And we do have we have many of the nobility and the gentry within the city that are sympathetic to the plight of the Chelaxian government because of the connections, of course. But you need to tell her. She recently misplaced her contact with the Bellflower Network. So.
Yeah, I will want to talk with her then as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Well, we have to go back over to do the dress, and then you have to tell her. And then he does take a step back from you and your
My regalia.
finery, your finery, and it is a beautiful tuxedo fitted. You can tell there's a reason he is like the best at the business.
Yep.
Beautifully tailored in such an incredibly short period of time. He pulls it off of you and he says, this is perfect. Absolute perfection on you. You will be the talk of the entire ball.
Michael.
Oui.
If the Fräulein often confound me, my master will be looking. I wonder if it would be best if I did not maintain this face.
Oh, are you your ability to disguise yourself?
Yeah.
Huh? That is not a bad idea. No, that is probably actually quite a good idea.
Simply, I did not think it would be good for me to suddenly walk up to you with a different face all the time without discussing it.
Of course. But I just, the planes of the coat just follow so beautifully down, and the shape of your face. It is just a sad thing to lose the striking image.
Well, and so then as you know, again with this his hat, I need to double check how many times a day I can use it. It doesn't.
DM is gonna say it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't say on the thing, but he's going to do what he did before, where he just darkens the skin a little bit. The beard goes from white and the hair goes from white to a brown, and it just kind of, the planes all stay the same. It's still, you know, you look at him and you'd be like, wow, he looks a lot like Az, but it's darkened,
Different
the eye color
coloring.
changes, all that stuff just kind of changes.
Okay. He says, "Oh, magnifique! You kept the play. Yes, this was. I can still work with this, of course, absolutely." And he does say, "Okay, now I need you to get out of all of this. I need to finish up the tailoring, and of course, I believe Sophie upstairs. Oh, And then he turns very quickly and says, I want to talk to you about Sophie really quick. Maybe?
Oui.
When we got back home, I had a discussion with her about her behavior towards you on the road. She was very forward with her affection towards you, of course. But I spoke with her and I made sure that she understood that it is not her place to be forward in any way in that fashion. So you should not have to worry about that. Besides, I believe that the young Anna has your attention anyway.
And Az is going to look at him confused.
Is that not the case?
I've your pardon, Sir Michael. I don't think I understand a single word you said in the last 2 minutes.
About him. Why? I thought that you and Anna were together, a couple of some sort.
We are comrades of necessity at the moment, but and Sophie. What was that about Sophie?
She on the road. She was acting very forward, and it was not her
Again,
place.
this confusion begins to haze in slightly.
I assumed that you would have noticed that. So you are not with Anna?
No.
In a romantic sense, of course?
No. I do not think she would have me if there was.
I do not believe that. She seems like a woman with a very good heart, and I think she would be very much attracted to you, of course.
And I was just like getting, they're like,
Pardon-moi, I apologize if I overstepped.
No. So, Michael, now, especially now that you know where my history lies, this is not an area I have expertise in.
Well, I can understand that. I imagine there is not much time for that in your life.
No.
Well, I do believe, and you see he kind of takes on this like slightly parental thing with you really quick, like
suddenly I went for my maturity level just kind of went
dropped slightly. No, you, if you don't mind me asking, are you inexperienced with in terms of the romantic at all? Like, is that something that you have never had?
My owner would not allow for my purchase for any such thing.
You see Michael slightly disturbed by the way that you said that.
Exactly. That's what I was intending.
Oui, I understand. Well, if you happen to have any questions, of course, I would be more than willing to answer anything. I believe that Sophie is probably done helping Anna with her dress fitting at this point. If you would like to go upstairs,
yes, let me,
and take care of that, that would be fine.
Yes, thank you.
And I will have the clothing absolutely perfect for you tomorrow morning. It would be and of course I will let you know when I hear back from the Domina, and we will go together to speak with her. Of course. Right, and then he
starts walking
around. And he goes back into his studio, and you run right upstairs.
It's like, avoiding this conversation, I'm uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh. All right, so you head upstairs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As you go up the stairs, you can hear Sophie and Anna in Anna's room talking and giggling and laughing. And as you come up to the door, do you want to go in? Or are you wanting to just go back to your room?
Oh, I thought I was heading to my room.
Oh, you're heading back to your room. Okay. So I thought you said you were heading to Anna's room.
No, I assume that they're in there getting dressed and dealing with clothes. Oz is going to head back into his room, sit down on his bed, and try and process the day. And yeah, just like not.
Is there
know what to
anything?
do.
Is there anything specific that you would like to do? Any? I mean, it's
He's gonna pull out his books.
at this point. It's probably like
What time we're looking at?
3.
It's only the
3 or
afternoon.
4
Oh,
in the
jeez,
afternoon.
it's been a full day.
Because they went in right in the morning to the
To
Domina,
and then straight
straight to Often Comp, and then the attack. So I mean, it's probably just like midday, like maybe between 3 to 5.
Dang, jeez, I've burned so many spells in this early day.
I know. Sorry.
It's alright. He's gonna try and read his books a little bit, just try and get his mind off, but it doesn't work. He can't read. He will eventually I think he's going to just kind of walk around the house, kind of get to know where everything is a little bit better, and just kind of that nervous walk you do when you're not sure what to do with yourself, but you don't have anywhere to go yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Bruce is kind of hanging out in the hallway, and so when you come out of your room, he's gonna come over and check you out and like kind of sniff around, and then like nuzzle up against you a little bit.
So if you'll let me do this, I'll walk to an open area, and then I'll find some round object, something like a ball or a stick, and then I'm gonna use just a little bit of telekinetic projectile, and I fling it for him to go fetch.
And he looks at you and sits down and looks at you. Like what?
So I'm gonna try and do it. Oh well.
He comes and just kind of sidles up to you, and you can tell he's most likely been instructed to stay with you.
Did Anna tell you to stay with me?
He goes straight up on all fours and starts panting, and his tail wags.
Pets the head. And then, just kind of walks around. Not really. I will take some time. I will sit down and I will focus for 20 minutes to regain 2 of my focus points.
Okay.
And then, that's really nothing else that he wants to do, and nothing really.
Okay.
He won't really know what to do with himself until things get moving again,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want to sit and think.
No, I can imagine he would not want to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then with that, considering what time it is, I think that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
Jeez.
But we do have the Dominus message coming.
Yes.
And
Gotta talk to her about some more things.
We have a ball to attend, it seems.
That's gonna be interesting. Oh wow, this was a heavy episode.
I know. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with us. I know that we didn't have as many people in the chat as we have in the past, and my phone is dead, so I can't even look to how many people are hanging out with us still. But thank you for chilling and hanging with us and I hope you enjoyed this kind of heavy, emotional episode.
This was some heavy emotional
or session.
So, wow.
So as a reminder, we are going to be doing a movie watching party
on Saturday
at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. We are going to be watching Dragon Slayer from 1981. And
so join us.
So please join us if you want to hang out with us and chat on that day. You do need to be a subscriber, but you can always sit and watch the movie with us for free. So yeah.
I think that's all I can say. Be sure to join us next week Next week's episode, should we mention the... No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, I have no idea what it's talking about.
We'll be responding to chat a little bit differently next week.
We are?
'Cause I'm out of town.
Oh, yeah. No, we can talk about it now. Next week is going to be recorded.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pre-recorded session because Weston is out of town.
I have business, a trip I have to take out to California.
Yeah, so we'll just be running the next session, but it will be
Pre-recorded. So we'll be there with you in the chat to chat about things, but the session itself will not be live. So I guess next session we definitely don't get any hero points.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, thank you so much, and I guess we will talk to you guys all later.
So thank you very much, and remember, it only takes two.
Good night, you guys.